Let's see if we can stir up any more controversy. Huh? Metal Gear! Okay. Metal Gear is... as if I have to explain what Metal Gear is to anybody. But Metal Gear for me was pretty much my introduction, really, to the kind of the stealth military tactic genre. And I vividly remember as a child playing the original Metal Gear on Nintendo, which, as everybody knows, was a terrible port of what actually was a very good game. But for those people who did not have whatever original system it was that the original Metal Gear actually came out on, we had the port. We had the terrible Nintendo game that was terribly translated, absolutely made no sense, and was terribly difficult, and really just wasn't any fun at all. So let's skip ahead to many years later, because I did not play much of the original Metal Gear games. I remember the original. I did play Snake's Revenge, but that's not actually counted. So let's actually skip ahead into what would be known as Metal Gear 3, Metal Gear Solid. And I remember I played this game before it came out, actually. I remember I had to probably be still in high school, and there was a demo available, and I remember everything was in Japanese, and I was terrible at it. I had no idea what the hell I was doing. I didn't know why I couldn't get, I had no idea why I couldn't get past these guards. I wasn't aware of the fact that, well, you're supposed to use stealth. You're supposed to go around them. What's stealth? And I got my ass kicked multiple times, but I was marveled at what I was looking at, even if I wasn't sure what I was looking at. And then, some years later, when I finally got my PlayStation, I got to play Metal Gear Solid. And I loved it. I still love Metal Gear Solid. The characters, the voiceover work, the tactics and everything that you could do. This was my introduction to the stealth genre. And it was, it was a very good game to really introduce you to that. And really teach you and show you, what to do and what not to do. The story and the characters were very good. It did get really ridiculous at times. And of course, the Metal Gear series, at least, I think, was always very prominent about the fact that some of the storylines and characters were pretty weird. But I don't know how weird it ever got, at least in the original Metal Gear games. But, when you get characters like Solid Snake, Liquid Snake, or as Angry Nerd made the joke of, why don't they just call him Erect Cock? Why are we tap dancing around this? Just say it what it is. Solid Snake. Anyway. But then you also have characters like Psycho Mantis. Favorite character, by the way. And as I'm sure everybody who's played Metal Gear Solid would say, yeah, Psycho Mantis is awesome. Sniper Wolf, Revolver Ocelot, Raven, and Decoy Octopus, but you never get to fight. Which is rather disappointing. And Metal Gear Solid is still a game that I do still very much love and own. But there are some negative aspects of it that I have to bring up. Now, I'm not going to get too deep into this. I mean, the overall revelation stories that are presented near the end of the game, and then a lot of the twists and reveals, come off a bit too silly. I mean, Metal Gear became a game series that dove too much for me into a lot of the conspiracy theories. And me and conspiracy theories really don't blend well. They don't. Particularly when they just seem so far-fetched. You know, like, I had a friend of mine who I used to work with who was very adamant about the fact that the government's out to get you. The government's going to get you. They're going to shut you down. They're going to get you. And I never actually said anything to him, but I was always tempted, because in the back of my mind I was thinking, you know, if the government's all powerful and they're monitoring everything that we say and we do, and you know, and they're aware of the fact that, oh, you know, we're talking against the government and you know, we better speak quietly or else they'll get us. If they're all so powerful, why are you still here? Why haven't they come and got you? You know, it's just ludicrous, but whatever, crazy person, whatever. But the main thing that really got me about Metal Gear Solid was how many fucking times do you have to kill Liquid Snake before the fucker just dies? Has anybody else ever noticed how irritatingly stupid that is? That this fucker will not die. I mean, first, you blew him up, but spoilers, by the way. Well, it's already too late, but whatever. First of all, you blow him up, or he crashes while he's, you know, piloting his helicopter. I forget what the helicopter's called. It's a Hind D. That's what it is. It's a Hind D. It's a Russian gunship. You kill him while he's flying that, and then it's revealed, again, spoilers, that he disguised himself as, what was the name of the character? He was in Metal Gear 2. He was a survivalist trainer who, apparently he and Snake knew each other, they were friends. Can't remember his name, but whatever. It's revealed that, oh, that was actually Liquid all along, when really, if you pay close attention to his voice, it's pretty obvious it's him. Snake, did you like my sunglasses? And then he hops in Metal Gear, and then you kill him while he's piloting the Metal Gear. You know how? You fire rockets, you fire fucking missiles at the cockpit of the Metal Gear. But no, fucker's still somehow alive. And now he's alive. He gets out of the Metal Gear. He grabs you and takes you to the top of the Metal Gear, where you two are now going to have a fist fight. And tells you, if you cross this line, you'll fall. Not even you could survive that. But somehow you do? I mean, what? I mean, did you have a parachute hidden up your ass? And then, he comes back yet again, you know, as you're trying to escape the base before the place is nuked. And he comes back in a Jeep with a machine gun. And he's shooting at you, you're shooting at him. And then you crash. Again, he survives the crash. But what is it that finally does him in? The Fox Die virus. Or does it? Because, as everybody knows, this fucker just won't die. Jesus, he's this series equivalent to Jason Voorhees. Or Freddy Krueger, or every other ridiculous movie series villain that the creators or the producers just refuse to let die. But don't get me wrong, despite my complaints, I still love Metal Gear Solid. I do. Metal Gear 2, Metal Gear Solid 2, Sons of Liberty, was the beginning that made me go, I don't think I like this series that much anymore. Because it was right about this time things started getting really silly. At first, there's the giant bait and switch, where after you play probably the first hour of the game as Snake, the game really tries to make you think, oh, Snake's dead. So you play the rest of this game as Raiden, a Snake wannabe with emo hair and a little emo voice. But then Snake comes back, even though it tries to make you think like, oh, it's probably not Snake. It's fucking Snake. He's voiced by David Hayter. Do you really think I'm that fucking stupid? But what really pissed me off about Metal Gear Solid 2 was the revelation and the explanation of the fact that, oh, everything he did didn't matter. The big shell is not really an environmental cleanup. It's actually a housing facility for a new Metal Gear. So there was never ever any risk of, if this place was destroyed, that whatever sort of waste that was being protected would leak out into the ocean and spread and kill millions, blah, blah, blah. No, that was never going to happen. And the president wasn't really the president. He was a pawn in some ridiculous conspiracy theory scheme. And then it all turns out, oh, this was all just a giant training simulation to create the new Solid Snake. And this guy is the one who murdered your parents, murdered Raiden's parents, and he made you, and oh, and the Patriots, don't forget about the Patriots. The Patriots are real. Wait, no, they're not. No, yes, they are. Wait, no, they're dead. No, wait. Game over. Hate you, game. Hate you. Why do you hate me so much? And Metal Gear 2 was what we also saw at the beginning of the overly long cinematics and the overly long codec conversations. At least you can skip them, but even when you skip them, they're too goddamn long. They're too goddamn long. I remember at one point, I just wanted to save my game. It's at the end, it's the final battle. All I wanted to do was save. But my superiors, that are revealed to be like VR simulations that I've been talking to, they're basically computer programs. They go on this long, ridiculous fucking rant about how even your code name is a metaphor for war and I don't fucking care. I just want to get back to the fucking game. Shut the fuck up. I don't care. You gotta love how even when you skip long conversations in a codex, it's just lines and lines of dialogue. So, I don't fucking care. I just want to play the game. And yes, I did play the game a lot because I am a bit of a completionist. And so I wanted to, do everything. I wanted to find everything. And Nowadays, I really don't care about that shit. Unless I really do love a game, then I will do that. But if it tries to do something like that, and I'm also going to mention in Metal Gear Twin Snakes, which, of course, is the remake from Metal Gear Solid. They just took a lot of the gameplay elements and also a lot of the graphics that they used for Metal Gear Solid 2 and brought them back into Metal Gear Solid. But I fucking hate this game. Fucking hate it. And don't get me wrong, I love the fact that the game gets up-resed and looks so much better. I love the fact that you can do a lot of the tactics and maneuvers that you could do in Metal Gear Solid 2. But I hated how the only voice actor that they brought back who had any enthusiasm to play his character was, of course, Solid Snake. Everybody else that they brought back, all the original actors, they don't care. It certainly seems that way when they're giving their dialogue. And it makes me wonder, why didn't you just take all the dialogue from Metal Gear Solid and just do that, and maybe clean it up a little bit, but because they sure as hell showed a hell of a lot more emotion there than they did in this. And then there's the fact of the Dave George Lucas, a lot of the cutscenes, a lot of them. For example, when you first break in to the facility, and you attempt to rescue the Darba chief, Donald Anderson. In fact, I still remember his name. And he dies mysteriously, has a heart attack. Meryl, the colonel's niece, spoiler, it's revealed, she's actually his daughter. I don't care. She escapes. She knocks out the guard. She takes his clothes and his gun. You break out. Now, if you didn't find Snake's gun early on, then you'll have to go through part of the game, with just your bare hand, with your fists. And, and there's that cinematic where, you're trying to sneak out of the cell, you don't really know what's happening, and the next thing you know, there's a gun pointed at your head. And, being Snake, you're cool, and you can see that this person has never pointed a gun at somebody, nor have they ever shot somebody. Because you can see her hand shaking as she's pointing the gun at you. And in the original game, if you didn't find your gun, Snake, he grabs the part of the rifle and just kind of gently aims it away from his head. In this version, he takes the entire rifle away from her. In this kind of cool martial arts move, he just quickly takes it away from her, and then points it at her. I get, we know it's meant to establish that you're a badass, but then in the same cinematic, she takes it back. So that was just utterly pointless. That was stupid. There was no reason for you to do that. None. And then later on, when you go to rescue the president of Arms Tech, Kenneth Baker, clearly I've played this game too much. Remember how he's wired with C4? He's got literally all these wires of C4 around him, and he's being balanced up against this beam. And if he moves, or if anybody touches the wire, C4 goes off and he explodes and dies. And in that same thing, you fight Revolver Ocelot. And then suddenly, as Revolver Ocelot reloads his gun and is going to go and attack you again, the ninja appears from out of nowhere. Well, in the new one, after Revolver runs away and Kenneth Baker is fine, he twitches and then runs off. Instead, in this version, they decide, hey, you know what? Let's have an overly ridiculous fight scene, but really for no reason. Absolutely. Well, obviously to show off, oh, Snake is a badass, and this ninja dude, he's a badass. Well, we already know that. He single-handedly slashed off Revolver Ocelot's arm, and then saved the president of Arms Tech by, slicing every one of those wires like that. There's this thing, it's called, what's it called? Subtlety. It's especially annoying when you've grown up with the original and then you see all this new shit. You just go, that's fucking dumb. It's like it's the Guido shoots Han first. It looks stupid. And it's also right up there with the addition of Jabba. Yeah, the effects were terrible. Did it really add anything? No, because a lot of the dialogue, again, is the same dialogue that Han already had when he was talking with Guido. There is a little bit of a difference in the fact that he makes another deal with Jabba. so that he'll lay off. Other than that, it really didn't serve any purpose. It's like that all over again. And then on top of that, after you rescue Kenneth Baker and the ninja runs off, this was fucking stupid. Even as I was playing the game, I went, what the hell? You find out about Meryl. Kenneth Baker, he knows her codec frequency, and you need to talk to her because she has the disk that you need in order to disarm the warhead. And so you ask for the code from Baker. He can't remember. And so in the old one, Snake just goes, damn! And then the president remembers and he tells you. In this new one, when the president doesn't remember, Snake still goes, damn! But this time he pulls out his gun from his holster and points it at the hostage's head. Isn't this the same hostage you're supposed to rescue, so why are you threatening him? That makes no sense. That's really stupid. And who knows? Maybe they decided, no, you know what? This is going to be really fucking stupid. So let's just play it for fucking stupid. Why? So we, the fans, will feel offended by it? Is that why? Sorry, but that shit just really got me upset. Because it's just so fucking dumb. It's right up there with the same people that are pissed off about the idea of Videodrome being remade. And guess who's writing it? Aaron Kruger. Same guy who helped write the fucking Transformers movies. Because, yeah, that shit wasn't offensive. More rant to come. To be continued.